Major spoilers for Donkey Kong Bonanza. You have been warned.
Here we go.
Performance for you. If you know the words, you can join in too. Put your hands together if you wanna clap as we take you through this monkey rap.
Donkey Kong Bonanza's here, baby, and I've managed to beat the game, and boy is it bananas. My first impressions of this game were pretty tame. You play as beloved Donkey Kong doing what we all want to do, smashing shit and eating nanners. And well, yeah, that's exactly what this is. However, there is some bonkers depth to these monkey brain activities, from the expertly crafted level design to even a skill tree, which is kinda crazy for a Donkey Kong platformer. Well, if you even want to call it that, because in all honesty, I wasn't leaving myself anything to platform on. There's something about mind-numbingly punching through layers of dirt and rock for hours that really just dings that sprinkle of autism in my brain. Perhaps a sign to speak to a therapist, but unfortunately for me, my insurance does not cover such things, and Donkey Kong is only $70, so take it or leave it. You start the game in Ingot Isle. Since his last gig was over a decade ago, DK and his fellow Kongs had to pay the bills without Nintendo's sugar daddy funds. So what better way than slaving away in the mines, baby? Everything seems cool and dandy until the IRS arrives and taxes these poor guys for every nanner that they've got. Unfortunately, the Kongs do not qualify for governmental assistance from the Mushroom Kingdom ever since that goddamn Princess Peach got in office. Alright, we're veering off topic. You find a neat little rock, take it with you, and bam! Turns out it's a 13-year-old girl. Oldest goddamn trick in the book. We find out DK can serve up some ass whooping and that this bitch can sing, which apparently in this world is a pretty kick-ass combo. So you guys embark on an adventure to find the Banandium route to grant your wishes for Pauline to go back to the surface and for my boy to get his nanners. If I'm being completely honest, towards the end of Mario Odyssey, I was getting kinda bored of collecting the power moons. Hopefully in this game they made some systematic changes. Something about this goofy ass sound the game makes every time you collect a Bananium gem is oddly satisfying and never once got annoying. Even after the 500th time. What makes the Nanner gems unique to the Power Moons is the sense of progression you get. Every Nanner gets you one step closer to getting a skill point, which is used to upgrade your many abilities and stats throughout the game. However, unlike real life, the banana economy feels just right, and to top it all off, they throw gold currency at you like a filthy stripper. Now, I'm gonna take a second to talk about the level design of this game. These levels are hit or miss, with I'd say 90% of them being absolute bangers, with only a few feeling kinda boring and empty in comparison. From the art design to the overall tone, each level feels unique and worth exploring, except you. I don't like you. There's plenty of challenges spread throughout each stage, with my favorite for sure being the Donkey Kong Country levels. These were always short, but goddamn were they fun. These actually became pretty challenging for Nintendo standards towards the end of the game, making me question my motor skills as a human being. Speaking of Donkey Kong Country, they bring back a few familiar faces throughout your journey, like Cranky Kong, which kind of creates a paradox because Cranky is the original Donkey Kong that kidnaps Pauline, but in that game he's younger and she's older, but in this game she's younger and he's older, which canonically makes 0 sense. And hey, I love this guy. I sure hope real world events don't affect him appearing in any future projects. Damn. They really replaced my boy with a little human girl for appropriation. My condolences. But hey, we get to race Rambies against him for the one time. The Bananza power-ups are a main mechanic of this game, introducing new combat, platforming, and puzzle-solving abilities. What are we, some type of Donkey Kong Bonanza?
Say that again?
Oh no, I'm not fast enough to cross this bridge. Zebra Man. Oh darn, I wish I could jump up there. Slither Man. Jeez Louise, that's a pretty tough rock. Big Monkey Boy. There was actually a lot more transformations than I expected, since I believe only 3 were shown in the trailers. The boss fights in this game lacked difficulty, but were super fun mechanically, each one introducing a new way to fight. Even the reuse bosses offered something new from their counterparts. Truthfully, some fights were a little too easy. They thought the boy would hold back on Shoddy. Hell nah, these hands eat for everyone. Considering Nintendo is known for suing you if you take the wrong path in their video games, this one offers a surprising amount of freedom, straying away from Nintendo's typical tightly crafted and curated experiences. They intentionally allow you to get some nanner gems from the wrong route, encouraging experimentation with the mechanics of the game. Really, the only game I can truly compare how this game makes you feel to is Doom the Dark Ages. Alright, hear me out. Every punch, roll, and ground pound holds weight to it. Unlike Mario, where you're avoiding obstacles and following a path to the objective, Donkey Kong can create his own path, blasting through everything in his wake. As the game progresses, it just adds more tools to your unstoppable arsenal, supplying you with even more destructive power and ways to get around. You see what I'm getting at? Or maybe I'm just actually insane. The game also has a co-op mode, which lacks any depth whatsoever and is just a good way to make your girlfriend or little brother stop begging to play. You can really tell this game's been done for a minute and had plenty of time before the deadline, so I want to know which employee said, you know what this funny monkey game needs? A 3D modeling engine, which I suppose is pretty cool, but unfortunately it gets in the hands of some nefarious people. The final act of this game is bonkers as well, tricking my silly ass into thinking this lame ass dude was the real big baddie. Let me tell ya, when I saw my glorious prince return, I scrummed like a maniac. This man has been MIA for over 20 years, and they cooked with this reveal. We beat him, make our wish, and bam, the end. Then they hit my silly ass with another fake out. And we get to New Donk City, kick his ass again after a sick sequence of platforming, and for real this time, we beat the game. During some of the hectic scenes, the Switch 2 starts going on life support with its frame rate, which is pretty lame to see on the Switch 2's first major release since launch. This actually reminds me how I spent $500 and should be ashamed of myself. But we march on. Soundtrack, bangs. Art direction, bangs. Character designs, superb. The camera was good for the most part, but when it wasn't, Jesus Christ. Before the final act of the game, I was gonna give it a solid 8.2, but seriously, that final act bumps this bad boy up a whole other point, making my rating a sweet little 9.2 out of 10. And I'ma say it. Y'all gonna hate me, but I'ma say it. This game was better than Mario Odyssey. Listen. I love that game, but man, this shit was something special. Call it recency bias, but I think I'm gonna stand 10 toes on this one. So, do I recommend this game? If throwing haymakers, surfing on vinyls, and eating nanners sounds like a good time to you, and if you answered no to any of those questions, you are clearly lying to yourself, give it a try.